Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And today is Throw the Dice Thursday. It's one of those every other week things that I do. Now, I tried my best. Mind you, I am not very good at this. So, clean and simple, layering, masculine, neutrals, and die cuts. That's what we got today, but we'll see if that's what I really did. As I scoot that out of the way, this is our first card that we are making. This card design I cased from Creative Stamping Designs. Really loved it. Again, you case and edit. Well, you case and slightly edit. That's exactly what I did. So some of this, it is exactly what she did, and some of it I changed. We have a time that people can ask us to send out cards for friends. And I recently asked that because I have a friend who has had breast cancer forever. And now she seems to have picked up some throat cancer. So I asked people to send a card to her. And then I had another demonstrator who asked to send a card to somebody in the family. And this will be the card that I'm sending to them. I'm really sorry when we have to send cards, but I really appreciate the fact that we get to do this for somebody else. So this is what my card's going to be. And again, I'm going to slightly change this card too. So now, a couple of things that I used, like a lot. First of all, the Frosted Forest, that is coming out July 3rd. Great thing to get. You get dies and you get masks. I got to show this to you. Let me move this out of the way. Here's all the dies. Yesterday on my, my Hump Day sketches, I did something with this tree in gold. But this is what is so wonderful, is that you get the dies you get, and then you get these. I love these. These, let's just even go over this. All right. There are 3 for the small and big tree, and then there's 1 for this other big tree. So if we take this, we can add more color on this tree itself. And then we can add a different color and add more color. And then the last one we can do where we're adding the final color. Excuse me. These are labeled A, B, and C. And then the coloring or the masking for that, they are labeled up in the corner 1, 2, and 3. Excuse me. So that's coming up. And yes, I will be doing something on that pretty soon. But all we're using from this are the little birds. So I got that. Then from the Spotlight on Nature, that's out right now, I just decided to use the second biggest and ones that look like they're a little chain at the top. So that's what I used as far as our circle die goes on this. And then sometimes when I send cards to people, I don't always like to say get well unless I know them really well. But I took the Wildflower design and I just went sending happy thoughts, because I think that that is very appropriate to do, especially when someone may not feel very good or just be diagnosed with something. And then on this last one, I just used the Father and the Son. And I thought that that would look great. My colors are Misty, Moonlight, and this is Pumpkin Pie. So that's what we're going to get ourselves started with. So let me move that. Oh, and I also forgot is that I'm using the Timber 3D embossing folder, and I used it on the back. And again, all the dimensions will be on my blog, so check it out. I also am using the 1 3/4 punch, and I use that for the pumpkin pie for the bird to be flying away on. So now, a couple of other things. My Memento. I also use the Smoky Slate. Stampin' blends. I use the Misty Moonlight combo stamping blends. These are, I think they're the medium brown or something like that. It is the SU50 and the or SU500 and the SU600 for the skin tones, and then this is Night of Navy. So that's what I did. For everything, I colored the bird. The bird is colored in, this one was in the Night of Navy. I changed that to really put this in Misty Moonlight. I'm ready to color. This has one little small dimensional on the back. This just, I'm getting rid of all my dimensionals. I cut this differently, wanting to cut that this way, and of course I didn't. And again, everything is brought to you by the Creative Stampin' Design. All right, so we are just going to add, I don't think I added anything. Everything is blank because I thought you never know what you want to put on the insides. But I do want to take my bone folder, and I just want to make sure that I give this a good crease. Then I'm going to take my liquid glue, and I'm just going to stick this down. And because I embossed it, I like using liquid glue because it seems like it goes through all the little, you know, nicks and crannies and everything that we need. I'm sorry, my lights are falling down. To keep this stuck to the cardstock. So there we go, got that. I just like to turn it over. All right, from here now, I am just going to do some coloring. And I decided that I really liked this is the light Smoky Slate, and I just used it in his hair. And again, remember, sometimes this comes out dark, but it will change once it sits. So I'm taking, I think I took this, and this is the 600, and I'm just adding some color. There's flare, and there's a bold on these markers, and with this one I'm just going with the flare. And all I'm doing is coloring all the skin. And it is raining here in Seattle. Sad that it's raining, but I'm also very grateful because then I don't have to do as much watering. My chickens get to run around in the rain. There we go. So we have that. And then what I did with this next one is that I kind of gave the sand kind of this brown color. It's kind of an ugly color. And then I went back in with, I think it was my light Smoky Slate. Made it look a little more sandy with some gray color to it. Because I really pretend like they're being close to the sand. With the hat, I think I went more with the light Night of Navy. And I'm going to go back in and touch that up just a little bit with the dark. And then both shorts, I am using the flare part of Misty Moonlight. And I'll go back in with the dark in just a minute. I really like these colors. I left the shirt white just because I like white space. And I felt that this was just a nice place to give it a little bit of white. So now I'm going back in with the darker, and I'm going to use more of the bold. I think if I can get it off. Nope, I can't get it off. Hold on just a minute. Sometimes when you pull this, the whole thing comes apart. So now you need to just spend time trying to get the top off. And it takes a little bit. And I'm sorry this had to happen on camera. Let me see if I can get it off. Hold on just a minute. Oh. Always happens on camera. Okay, let's see if I can grab this and pull this off. And you know, I guess it's not coming off. I'll have to work on that off camera. All right, so we're going to take our flare and we are just going to color on the outside just with some darker color. And there we go. That isn't exactly what I wanted, but good enough. Good enough. And then taking my darker Misty Moonlight, and we're just going to outline some of the shorts. So that's what we're doing, making sure that you get the pocket. And again, on the little boy. There we go. So I hope that comes out. I like the way that this looks. And then I just colored the bird. So now what I did is that I don't know if I have the silicone pad. It doesn't look like I have my silicone pad, but I'll find it someplace. And I may have to find it soon. I put some on the back of that. And then I also am going to put some on the back of this. And what I wanted to do is make sure that I kind of tuck this underneath. I like this sitting in the corner. I like this one just a little bit right behind it, but making sure it's the focal point. Then I'm bringing in my bird and making it look like it is flying away, but just again adding color, and then taking off all my backing, I'm hoping. I think I need to find my tweezers. See if I can get this off. And again, just taking off all this so we can add it on the bottom. There we go. So that's my card. These are my 2 cards. I really like how they turned out. And again, big kudos to Creative Stampin' Design. Love this. Love this. All right, so that's our first card. Our second card, yes, we're all about casing today. Whoop, whoop. Second card came from Stamping with Melissa. And again, more masculine. And one of the reasons I case masculine cards is because I really don't have a lot of masculine people or a lot of guys in my life. So I don't always think that way. I know it sounds weird, but I want to make sure that I do shout outs, and I learn every time I create something. So that's what I'm going to do. And casing is so much fun. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So this is our tackle case today. On the inside, it just has fish that are kind of hanging, and whether they are part of being the flashing part that when you go fishing, it happens or not. I really like this. So then we have Happy Birthday, and it comes from the Unbound Love. We have that. And then we have our dies and our stamps with Gone Fishing. So here's everything that you need. When you punch these out, you get a whole bunch of punched little layers. So much fun. So I took this bigger one and put it down at the bottom. And it is popped up with some glue dots. So that's what I did with it. I also used the tackle box container and just the wiring on the back. And let me see if I bring them up, if you can see them. This is the round in here. And everything is glued down. And then this is the outline of the box. So if you have these, great. This is awesome. So I used everything from the neutrals as possible. The same with this card. All of these are from the neutral family. One of the first times I followed everything. I also used Versamark, and then I used some white embossing powder. I will be using this, and it just kind of fits inside each one of the boxes. Use my I used my Smoky Slate on these. I went back and got from last catalog, these are the hieroglyphic trio, and there's 3 of them. And I just used the wavy one, and then I also used the one that is the red tones that turn into the purples and blues. I just really like that for the flashers. All right, so we're going to get ourselves going with that one. Again, another one that is not going to take very long. These were really hard because I did stays on with these. And in here, this did not turn out as well as this one did, but it comes off. The Stays On ink comes off on the Holographic. So be careful, even though I added clear embossing powder to this. It didn't stay as clear as I wanted it to. So, bringing all my stuff in. I do have to be careful when I put these down because, again, the ink comes off. And last time I had ink all over the place, all over my cards, so it was like pretty bad. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to just get started. Before I do any of this, I want to put this down. I'm hoping it doesn't get all over my, I love this purple. And then I'm gonna, this is part of, I don't know if you can see the ink. This is part of the ink that just got all over, even after I embossed it. Heat set it, did all that, nothing seemed to change. So I do want to make sure that I am a little bit careful of that. And this is going to go on the inside of the card. Yeah, I forgot my stamping for friends that they could tear it out. You can see already. That's when I turned it over to put this down. So it comes off. That's the only thing that I don't like about this at all. I think I'd just rather have used some glitter and heat and stick from last time to put it down. So we are going to take this and I'm just going to add this down. And I am sticking it on the card base. And again, it is really close to card base size. So you do have to be careful of that. And then from here, I'm just going to, where is my, I do not know where my silicone pad is. Usually something that I have with me all over the place. Hold on, I'm gonna go get one. This is an older one that I had a while before. It's amazing. I have 4 silicone pads from Stampin' Up, and I can't find one of them right now. How many of you guys have that same problem? So frustrating. And then, of course, you can't find them. I do that with my reading glasses. Seems like I can't find them anymore. And I have like a million pairs. And again, knowing that your mono glue can sometimes come out in clumps, and sometimes it comes out, it barely comes out. So that is what I am going to do with this. Put it on here and just do the outline of this. Doggone it, I'm a little crooked. So that means I'm going to have glue all over the place. Okay, so now I'm going to get out my Kleenexes. When I press this down, I may have glue all over the place. Don't really mean to, but it does happen. From here now, I am just going to find my Bossing and Buddy to take away some of the glue that I have. All right, and then of course, I am just going to get out my adhesive eraser, and I'm hoping that this will take off. Some of the glue that I have on my tackle box area. And I just got these off of Amazon. Stampin' Up used to sell them, and they're not selling them anymore. Those are a little bit better. Okay, we're gonna just go with it. Go with it, baby. All right, from here, we are just gonna take our lines, kind of like the lines that are inside the tackle box. So all I'm doing is adding lines up and down it. All right, I'll show you in just a minute. So this is tone on tone. So you can see it's just going to add just a little bit. You can see it up here on these. Maybe you can't, but you should. This is my happy birthday. Put some foam adhesive pads on this. And I'm sticking it down in the corner, and it goes into the box that the die cuts came from. All right, so that one is done. So now, in the top, we are going to add the, I just call these flashing. So I'm going to try the liquid glue and see if it will stay just a little bit better, because the adhesive doesn't stay as well as I'd like. All right, let's see. So this one's just going to go up, has the little hooks at the end, and this one's going to go down. All right, and then we have our little hook with the feather or a flasher or something. I guess I'm going to use liquid glue on all of them. Didn't know I was going to do that. And of course, here sits my silicone pad. All righty. There we go. This is going to come in the corner. Just turn it a little bit towards the outside. Then we have the floater. Went salmon fishing this summer. Lost more than I caught, but I had fun because I went out there with my niece and we had a blast. We laughed a lot. And then after that, I got COVID. So, first time I had COVID. But the fishing was awesome. I love fishing. It just makes my heart be so peaceful, and being on the water and eating fish, one of my favorite things to do. So now the hook is just going to go sideways. The second hook is going to go upside down the other direction. And that's our card. It's easy when everything is all ready to be cut up and ready to rock and roll. I do not know. Last time I did this, I had the ink go all over the place, but sometimes the ink will go away with an eraser, but today it doesn't. So there we go. That is our last card. Can you believe this? These are the 2 cards that I put together. I had help. Again, Stampin' with Melissa. Great case. This one is Creative Stamping Design. So those are my cards that I used today. Alrighty. So now we're going to get ready for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I will have this, and then I'm having surgery. So a knee revision is what they're saying. I've had trouble with my knee for a long time. So this will be nice to get this taken care of. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to straighten my leg. I won't be able to walk with a limp. I feel like I'm dying a lot. So it's going to be birthdays. Oh, slimline. It's going to be bright colors, slimline, birthdays, die cuts, and blending. So that's what we're doing next time. Woohoo! So guys, this is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Thank you so much for joining me on Thursday, and thank you so much for being here, stopping by, spending time, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.